So, Two Glasses Pete is back in again. He's picked up the head from Barham Engines. Thanks to the guys at Barham Engines for skimming the head on the Corsa. Yes, we are back. Well, I say we. Pete is back working on the Corsa. We bought this one with the head gasket gone in it. So the automatic, which we thought was worth holding on to because automatic's in demand at the moment. The customer had paintwork done on the car. It was a Minter, but they got fed up because they had the paintwork done and then they had a timing chain done on it, and then the thing started overheating and they were like, we've had enough. They came in and part exchanged it with another Corsa automatic, and I said, well, they were honest and said it had a head gasket problem, so I said, well, yeah, we'll have that. It's probably worth us doing. So we've done it in the right way. Pete's taken the head off. We've got the head skimmed. We've got a brand new head gasket set. We've got new bolts for the head as well. We're ordering a new thermostat is on the way. We'll be doing oil and filters on it as well afterwards. So it'll all be set to go with new head gasket, freshly serviced, everything. Petey's got it all timed up, ready to go. So I think we're in safe hands. Are we, Pete? Am I in safe hands? Are you doing this? You can never tell. So we've got another subscriber buy-in. Massive thanks again to everyone that's been messaging me, offering me vehicles. It is really, really helpful. So this one has just come from one of our subscribers. Fantastic story behind this truck. You'd think I'd do more trucks where I am, being in North Devon, but I've always shied away a little bit because nice ones are quite expensive. But that said, they've always sold. So our subscriber, I didn't actually ask for permission to use his name, so I won't use his name, messaged me and offered me this because he's been mucked around quite a bit on it and just wanted an easy sale side of things. He'd been down We Buy Any Car and they'd really hammered him. He drove it down to me. I've just dropped him back to the train station, so I've had a good drive of it and it drives fantastic. It's a 2016 Ford Ranger. There's a really interesting story behind this car which I'll cover with you. But it's the 3.2 and it's the automatic and it's in a lovely gunmetal grey. It's got the leather. I mean, I might have to say this might be a nice alternative to the Range Rover for me, mightn't it? And I'm going to take it home and see if Mrs. Chops likes it as well, because he just always likes her trucks. But it is in fantastic condition, I must say. As normal, our subscriber really looked after this car. But there is one reason that this car is mega clean, and that's because it's an import. Now, immediately people jump up and down, oh, import, you know, I don't worry about these kind of things. But the story behind this is really interesting. So our subscriber ran a aviation business, and the aviation business was in Hong Kong, and it was supplying planes with wheels. Yep. It was supplying plane wheels and tyres. So that's what this has been carrying around in its bed. I've got a picture somewhere of it. I might insert it now, because he had a special lift on the back that lifted the wheels into the boot, because they weigh about 150 kilo each, he was saying. So with that business, obviously he needed a truck, so he had this with him over in Hong Kong. But when he decided to come back to the UK just over a year ago or so, I think it was, he decided he was going to bring the truck back with him, which wasn't cheap. He paid £5,000 to bring the vehicle back into the UK, but obviously he liked his trucks and wanted to bring it with him, which meant that this truck has only spent under 2 years in the UK weather. So unlike most of the trucks around here in the southwest, it's not been battered with mud and dirt underneath it. It's been on clean roads in Hong Kong. It's only been, like I say, carrying the wheels in the back. So that's why it's in such good condition. It's obviously exactly the same truck as we get over here. The spec might be slightly different. I'm not sure. I don't know these inside out, but it is really well spec'd out. Obviously coming from Hong Kong, it's right-hand drive, so that isn't an issue. But I say, obviously, just the climate over there is much kinder to trucks than it is over here. We've got, like I say, full leather with the XLT stitching in and the orange striping, and that's really comfy. We've got cruise control, we've got Bluetooth, air conditioning, of course. He's had a couple of bits fitted to it as well. He's fitted a TMS sensor gauge there as well, a dash cam. But look at this. He's never taken the covers off of the visors there. And like I say, it really is in nice condition. There's a couple of bits that need doing on it, which is one, to put the roll bar back on the back, but the other thing is the bumper Ford quality control has gone rusty, but our subscribers actually provided us with a brand new bumper to go on the back. So we're putting that on now. I think one of the side skirts might have been damaged as well, and he replaced one of the side skirts already. But he put new tyres on it recently, so that's not something we're going to have to do. Look, they've got loads and loads of tread on them. It really is a nice pickup truck. I really do like this metallic gunmetal as well. So I say 3.2 6-speed automatic. It should, I would have thought, go well locally around here. 86,000 miles with a full history. We've got all the receipts and the paperwork from over in Hong Kong when he was having it serviced there. And so, yeah, we've still got a full history. I think it's missing one COVID year because they were in complete lockdown there. He was saying you weren't allowed out of the house at all. But yeah, like I say, I mean, a lot of people might be nervous when they see that something says import on it. But I think in this case, when you sort of hear the story behind it, it's a big plus to me for this truck. I say, if this had been a one in the Southwest of 2016, this would be battered by now. And even if someone hadn't been using it as a work truck, just here in the Southwest, the arches would just be absolutely full of mud, which they aren't at all on this one. So we will get the bumper sorted out on the back. We'll get the roll bar back on it. We'll give it a clean and a polish, and we'll get it up for sale. The only thing we've got to sort out is we've got to sort out there's a rattle on startup. So I'm going to grab PT and borrow him, and we'll try and find out where the rattle's coming from. So the only problem we've got with the pickup truck is when a customer came to bring it to us today, it started to have an annoying rattle, a really bad rattle. So Pete's underneath to listen to what it might be. And something's rattling away underneath the car. Now we're hoping it's obviously just like a heat shield or something like that, and it's nothing major. Is that it, the torch? So the subscriber said he only happened after he put the side skirts on. It's been making a noise. That'll be why you've left your snap-on torch. Well, that's the cheapest fix ever, isn't it, Pete? If Pete's pleased because it's snap-on. Oh. Yeah, that's got to be the cheapest fix ever, isn't it?
Cheapest one, there.
And you'll be pleased to hear I didn't knock the subscriber for the noise. We had the agreed price. I didn't knock him down based on the noise being a problem because I thought it didn't sound like a mechanical. It sounded like a heat shield. But that's what it is. We all do it. We all leave tools behind. So Petey's got the old Corsa engine back together again with the freshly skimmed head. He's just doing all the cooling system now. It's all back together with its new water pumps, and you can see it's all lots of shiny new bits down here. So he's going to get the coolant sorted on that, get that up to temp. MGB's down and had its tracking done. That handles a lot better. Now I'm fitting a new rear bumper to the XLT pickup truck that came with the car from our subscriber. It is aftermarket. I'm having to route all the wiring through, transfer over all the parking sensors, which is a bit of fun. I do like the wiring, but we're cracking on with stuff. Right, well the Corsa is now outside. It's over there somewhere ready for me to valet. Now Pete's got the head back on. We'll do a test drive, a longer test drive on it, make sure it's 100%, and then we'll give it valet and go up for sale. Nice little automatic. The Hyundai i30 is in that I purchased the other day, ready for paint. Our mate Pete, Davey is coming by. Davey hasn't been on the channel for a while. He's coming by. He's got his dent pullers and all that kind of stuff. He'll sort that out and give that a paint for me. So what we've got Pete onto next is we bought that little Honda. And if you remember, we got this Honda in part exchange off a lady. I think we allowed £295 for it, I think it was. Something like that, because we thought the catalytic converter was worth that much if we scrapped the thing. But we decided we were going to bring it in and have a look, didn't we, and see if it was any good as a little runaround for someone, because the previous MOTs had mentioned surface rust, and the concern was it would need welding, which would make it uneconomical. So we got it up on our useful little ramp, and Petey's in there with a wire brush. Now, what was your assessment of it so far, Petey? What do you reckon?
Well, it's just surface at the moment.
Yeah.
I can see one brake pipe that's a little bit suspect, but we'll get to that.
Yeah, we've had a good look round, and there's nothing on the sills, which is a concern that would need welding. The rear beam and so forth just covered in a lot of crustiness. So we're going to give it, probably Pete, to be honest, probably just Pete. He's going to wire brush it all down and give it a coat of a rust converter and some stone chip. And then we'll probably get it in for a ticket because tyres are good. It looks like it's had some money spent on it when we've been looking around it. It doesn't look too bad at all. Runs and drives okay. The front subframe also is a bit crusty. I don't know if you can see in this light, but that's, again, it's just all surface. There's nothing that looks rotten. We're checking all inside the arches, make sure as we go along that there's no welding needed inside the arches. But yeah, the general opinion at the moment is they're just noting a lot of surface rust, which is such a common thing on cars of this age. You really need someone to get underneath, wire brush them all down and give them a coat of paint every now and then for you, and you won't get those advisories. But we'll reserve final judgment until Pete's gone right the way around, but it's looking okay at the moment. I've said to Pete on this one, because of its potential value, we've got a day's labour maximum in it. He's laughing at me. I know what Pete's like. He'll take every part of it and polish it up to a chrome shine. It's got a day's labour maximum in it, and about 200 quid's worth of parts is where we could call it a day on this one.
This is like Wheeler Dealers, isn't it?
It's a bit like Wheeler Dealers, exactly. I'm the big fat guy that does nothing, and you're the one that gets on, cracks on, and does the work, and then I'm going to take all the credit for it at the end. That's the way it works, isn't it?
I wish I was like him.
So if you remember, we got the Suzuki Swift in that I needed to paint the rear spoiler on because the lacquer had peeled off it, but also the wrap that had been on the roof had affected the paint underneath when we took it off. If you remember, the main dealer put the black wrap on the wing mirrors, on the roof and on the columns here when the car was brand new as a demonstrator, and when it came in after being sort of 10 years old, the old wrap wasn't very good on the roof, so we took it off hoping we just polished the bodywork underneath, but it's done something to the paint, hadn't it? Now, I was going to paint it, I was going to wrap it myself, but in the end I found a local company called Mimic Sign and Graphics. They're called Mimic. They came out, did the roof for me at a really reasonable price, because I was thinking if I paint it, then I've got to do the wing mirrors to match. And it's a large surface area, so there was a lot of room for it to go wrong. But they came along. To be honest, I thought they'd be in here for half an hour because it's a flat surface and whip it on. But to be fair, those boys, it took them a while to do it, and they took some real care in doing it. And you can see it's absolutely bang on. There's not a ripple or a bubble or anything in it. So it's all brand new on top of the car. It's looking absolutely cracking now, apart from its flat battery, which I left something on in it, I think. It's absolutely dead as a dodo. But yeah, now the roof matches the wing mirrors and the pillars and has the look it was supposed to have, along with the flashier wheels they put on again. Like I say, the main dealer put those on. So it was a demonstrator. They spec'd it fully out, and then a lady had it, and she's had it ever since. Now, of course, we're going to use a Topdon product for that. We're going to use the Top Scan. This is the little Bluetooth scanner where you have the software on your phone, and you just need to carry around the little OBD dongle. I'll get it out and show it to you a second. That's all you need to carry around in your pocket, in your glove box, for your own car when you're out looking at cars. Perhaps if you're going to look at a private sale car, take it along with you, plug it in. You have the software on your phone for the make and models of cars you want to check. And I say, all you need to plug this in and away you go. Now this has, I'm going to show you that how many features this has got when we do this check, because this has about, I would say about 90% of the features you get with the more expensive diagnostic machines, but these are an absolute bargain buy. Really good idea for a Christmas present if you're looking to get a gift for someone or gift for yourself. So all we need to do is hop in the Suzuki, and I believe on these at the port, you need to grease the door hinge a bit. So all we need to do is pop into the Suzuki, and I believe the port is just underneath here. The OBD port is at the end. You can't see it, it's pitch black. But it's just here at the end of the dashboard. Just plug it in and we'll hop on the phone and have a look at what it's got to say for itself. Let's start the scan. And we see it's going through all the functions of the car to see what might be at fault. So we've only got two. We've got 4 faults under keyless start and 1 under air conditioning. We'll have a quick look under air conditioning. Read DTCs. Sun load sensor or its circuit malfunction. No idea what that is. I'll have to look that up. We'll clear that just in case it is historic and might want to come back another time. Let's go back again. Keyless start. Read the DTCs. The battery did get flat, so it's quite possible that the accessory relay malfunction, ignition relay malfunction, ignition 2 relay malfunction, starting motor relay. That's all going to be battery related. I'm sure of it. Let's clear those and confirm it again. Let's clear the DTCs on this screen as well, and then let's auto scan again and see what comes back. Just that one for the AC so far. If I go into engine powertrain, I can go into data stream, active test. If I go into data stream there, if I now start the car up, I can look at all the data there for the fuel trim. I can look at the ignition advance, engine speed. Shows me the math that's working, so the mass airflow sensor's working. Shows me intake temperature. Like I say, it'll give you about 90% of the information you'd get from one of the more expensive machines. Then I can go into active test. I can have a look at the fuel pump. Allows you to turn the fuel pump relay on and off, set the parking brake, block the wheels, so you can do stuff like that. I'm not going to do that obviously while the vehicle is running right now. Radiator fan allows you to turn on and off the radiator, allows you to turn on and off the fan. So again, you need to meet certain criteria before you can do that, but you can test whether your fan's working or not. Your fuel injectors, again, you need to, it says conditional up there, which means I need to follow the instructions on that previous page there before it'll allow me to actually go ahead and do that test. But I can check my fuel injectors. You see it's got some data on those at the moment. Really is an amazing bit of kit this. For the price, it really is brilliant, and you can have it in your pocket and take it anywhere you like. And there's a power steering, sensing me moving the steering wheel back and forth. As normal, Topdon have been absolute stars and giving you an exclusive discount code if you want to buy your own little Topscan dongle, let's say for yourself or for a gift or something. And if you use the code on the screen now, you're going to get yourself a really nice discount. The link is in the video description down below. So we've just had another subscriber buy-in. Massive thanks to everyone, as I said, that's been getting in touch. Letting me know when they've got a car they're looking to sell, or a family member's got a car they're looking to sell. Things have quietened up from the main dealer since they started selling to somebody else, so this is really helping me get stock in. Really is. So this one is our subscriber's aunt's car. So again, I didn't ask if I could use names, so I'll keep names off it at the moment. And it is the holy grail in the current market because it is a small automatic with low mileage. This one has just come from just outside London. We've had this one picked up and brought to us. It was all sort of done via email, and we arranged a day for the pickup, and a driver turned up, and I just did a bank transfer there and then. And he's just dropped the car off to me. But, you know, as normal with subscribers' cars, it's been described really accurately. There obviously is a big risk buying blind, but in this game, you've got to take some chances. And like I say, as a rule, the subscribers' cars, many thanks to yours, been bang on. Pricing doesn't always work when you've got to go that far to go and collect the car, but there is a reason that this car was cheaper, which we'll go through in a bit. But it is the holy grail in the current market. It is an automatic. It's a Honda Jazz, it's an automatic, and it's only done 38,000 miles. We know the Honda Jazz is super popular anyway, but obviously with low mileage and an automatic gearbox should be a winner. The reason why, we'll also be able to sell this on cheaper, which means it should sell fairly fast. So I said 2011, I can't remember what spec this one is, but we've got alloy wheels, colour-coded wing mirrors, all that kind of stuff. I said it's automatic. I think these are CVT, aren't they? So it hasn't got gears as such. It's just always varying as you drive along. Nice spec for this kind of age. You've got all-round electric windows, you've got electric mirrors, stereo controls. You have got a gear change there, so actually maybe I'm wrong on the CVT thing. I'll correct myself in the text down below as normal. I run my mouth off enough to correct myself later on, doesn't it? So it does have paddle shifts here, so perhaps there are gears in that gearbox. You've got USB input down here. I think there's an auxiliary input. We've got heated mirrors, and obviously the rear screen, there's the auxiliary input there. CD radio, air conditioning. So yeah, nice spec for a car this age. As I said, the mileage is low. We've got 2 remote keys. The mileage is not going to show me because we've got the door open. It is only 38,683 miles, so mega low mileage. We've got all the handbooks, we've got loads of service history here as well. I say all the interior is in good condition. So service history wise, we've got 13, 14, presuming that's 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23. Ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. Full service history. That's brilliant. All of this here is the invoices to back it all up, which I've got to be careful with. Obviously, it might have customer names on, but I can see some receipts from Honda in there. So we've got loads and loads of history with it. Bodywork wise, a little scuff down there that'll buff out, I think. Nothing on that corner. Is that paint? That could do with touching in. Just there. But no major paint to be done. Again, some buffing on the corner there. Some light scratches there that I think will buff out. Cheaper. Well, the reason it's cheaper is it's a previous category D. Now that means that it has had an insurance claim on it for accident damage. Category D is an old category. So this must have happened a while back, because that is now known as category N, non-structurally damaged. And you can see, I mean, normally at this stage you get lots of different reds anyway, to be honest, even on a non-cat car. But you can see some red differences, I think, not necessarily on that one, but I think I saw it on the, I need to give it a buff first. I think I saw it on the front wing over here. Yeah, that front wing is a different red to the door there. Again, it's difficult reds to say exactly because they fade at this age anyway, and that panel there may be a different red. So if I was to guess, and I can only guess because this happened too long ago for it to be pictures on the car vertical site for it. I don't know if it went for a salvage auction or not. It appears to me to be blended potentially up here, because that's the same red, whereas it isn't down there. So my guess would be that it's had those two corners bumped. That would be my guess. But as we know, category N means non-structurally damaged. So nothing that happened to it was the structure of the car. It was just outer panels. And again, people will disagree with me at this point, but I would say at this age, 2011, you're not buying a 2011 car that hasn't had a bump at one time or another. The only question is, did somebody claim through insurance or did they not? If they don't claim through the insurance and they get it painted, then it doesn't become a cat car, because obviously they become cat cars when the insurance company decides it's not financially viable to do the repair, and that only needs to be often 30% of the value of the car. It's not 100% of the value of the car, because don't forget, these people have to pay for you to have a hire car while it's out and about. They have a lot of other associated costs on the repair of the vehicle. I've covered this so many times in my videos, so I'm not going to go over it again. I think this perception that written off cars are ones that have been totally stoved in because they use the term write-off is completely wrong. It's uneconomical repair. The only cars that are completely stoved in that can't be aren't worth repairing are the category breakers. And then you have the more serious accidents, the category S, which is structurally damaged. That means it could have done a chassis leg, but it could also mean it's just dented the sill on the car. Again, those don't necessarily have to be serious, and what it actually says on the paperwork is deemed suitable for repair. So this is category N, that's the lightest one, non-structurally damaged. I suspect it's had, like I said, some paint on the corners, but 2011, what car isn't going to have had paint? Auto Trader's recommended for this car with this mileage is 7.5 grand, which, as we know, Jazzes do hold their value really well. This car will be going out at about 5 grand. So it's a 2.5 grand saving for the sake of some slightly different reds, which, like I say, at this age you might have on any vehicle of this age. Again, there's a lot of misnomers out there. I've never found it's affected anybody's insurance quote on a category N. I'm not found it's made any difference at all. People go, oh, it'll pay you out less if you have an accident. Yes, but you paid 2.5 grand less for it, so you're okay. The only way you get upside down is you pay full price for the car, and then you get less for it when you have a bump. Yeah, so for me, 2.5 grand saving makes sense. Gives me the opportunity to sell a car at a lower price point, gives customer opportunity to get in the car they want at a much lower price point. So we'll pop the bonnet and have a quick look, and I'll show you things to look out for on this car, because I do think, like I say, it's probably had a bump on that wing. We'll have a quick look and see if there's anything obvious. So what we're looking for is along the front of here, we're looking for any obvious clips that are wrong, any writing with chalk on any of the parts, bonnet, that kind of thing. You can sort of sometimes see chalk writing on them where the parts have come from the scrapyard. We've got one clip here different to the others. That doesn't necessarily mean a lot on a car this age, because it could have had other repairs on it. You're looking for anything else. I have spotted is a repair to the headlight there, which I don't actually have a problem with, because I would do that on an accident damaged car, because why throw away the whole headlight if it's just that tab that's broken off? And that does indicate that we're probably right. We can see some of the paint off the bolt there. So I think definitely that wing was done, and we thought that already from the colour. But there's not a horrible panel gap down here. That's all right. The panel gap seems okay. You know, I've seen much worse. I've seen the drilled holes and things zip tied together in there. I don't have a problem with the repair on the tab, because they even sell tab repair kits online for that purpose of doing that. Before I go on this video, I need to remind you that we have the Citroen C1 Flare on a 2018 with only 40,000 miles on it on our raffle. It's only £2 a ticket, and we are supporting the Veterans Charity of this one. So that's the charity that helps out veterans that are in financial problems and so forth. You all voted for it as being the charity we should support this time round. We are well on our way to busting past our target in a big way by about 50% or more, because we wanted to go for £10,000 this year. We're actually at 13,547. It'd be great to bust well past that in December and set a new record for the following year, ideally. Remember, if you just want to get involved, you're not that bothered about getting the car, but you want to support the charity, you want to get involved in the raffle. If you win and you opt not to have the car, I will sell the car and give the proceeds from that to the Veterans Charity too. So that could be a really substantial donation to them. But I will still send you a prize. I'll send you this Top Don goodie bundle here. It's got to be about £1,000 worth of stuff here from our generous sponsors, Top Don. I'll put a link to that raffle again in the video description down below. In the video description, there's a link through there. There are special offer bundles where you can buy one ticket, get one free. So look out for that. It'll be on the top right-hand corner when you get to the raffle. There's a yellow box. I think it says discounts or bundles or something like that. So there are some great offers that are running for a limited period of time as well there for you to get involved and get yourself more tickets for your money. As always, massive thanks for watching. We will update you on all that we've been talking about today on another video very soon. Catch you on the next one.